Hey everyone, it's Jeff Salzenstein at jeffsalzensteintennis.com, and in today's video we are going to answer a question that came up from a Tennis Forehand Solution member, a player that invested in the Tennis Forehand Solution and had a question about a specific video. So what I thought I would do today is answer that question over at the blog today, and then of course, if you're smart, if you make the smart choice, you're going to invest in the Tennis Forehand Solution, because not only has the feedback been phenomenal, but it will help your forehand. It is going to take your forehand to the next level. I'm covering all the bases there, and I'm also adding new videos as we go along to answer your questions as members, because at the end of the day, I want to help you guys get better at tennis. So the first part is we're going to talk about players that have an Eastern forehand. Now, in the Tennis Forehand Solution, I talk about how the semi-Western grip, where you basically hold the racket like this, okay, this is what the pros are doing. This is the preferred forehand. Now, even a guy like Federer or Del Potro, they're not semi-Western, but they're pretty darn close. Now, a lot of the Eastern forehands out there are more in that continental area for that rec player. So I'm going to show you what you need to do with your backswing on the Eastern forehand, because we haven't talked about that too much in the Tennis Forehand Solution. Then I'm going to go into the specific question that was asked to me that I'm going to answer on how to take your racket back properly if you have a semi-Western grip. So Eastern forehand, the start. Basically, you're going to have that Eastern or that continental grip, depends how extreme you are, and when you start the racket, you want to make sure the strings that are going to hit the ball are going to be facing the net. Because of the grip, you're not going to be able to turn your wrist like a normal forehand, so you're going to have to adapt here. The strings will face as you get ready and as you prepare for the forehand. So I'm going to do my best Eastern forehand demonstration now, even though it's not a natural shot for me. Then we're going to come back and answer that semi-Western grip question on the take back. So again, that's not what we teach in the Tennis Forehand Solution, but I want to make sure that I help provide some solutions for those that don't have a semi-Western grip and they're not going to switch to a semi-Western grip. Basically, you go with that Eastern forehand, continental forehand, strings are going to face the net. Now we're going to go on to part two, where I give you a solution on how you can change that to a semi-Western grip and get plenty of topspin like pros like Novak Djokovic. In this part of the video, we're going to talk about the semi-Western grip and how it relates to the backswing. And here's the deal. When you deal with grips on the forehand, the take back is going to be dependent on the grip as far as how the backswing looks. We just talked about what happens with the Eastern forehand. With the semi-Western grip, it really depends on how extreme your grip is with the semi-Western. If you're closer to Western, if you have an extreme semi-Western, I call it, like Rafa Nadal or Novak Djokovic, when you take the racket back, the strings that are going to hit the ball, as soon as you take the racket back, it can start to turn and face towards the back corner like this. This is what you see Djokovic doing. If you have difficult time getting spin, I recommend this for some players, to take the racket back and you turn the wrist a little bit so that the strings face the back fence. Now, if your grip is not extreme enough, if it is not a true semi-Western to extreme semi-Western, it's going to feel funny. If you're more Eastern, you're not going to be able to turn that wrist back like this. It's going to feel awkward. So make sure your grip is way over like Djokovic if you're going to try this technique that I'm talking about right here. So when you take it back like Djokovic, make sure the strings are facing the back fence or this back corner over here, and then you're going to be able to drop the racket face. It's going to be closed, and you're going to be able to hit plenty of spin. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you right now. Again, the great thing about tennis is you don't have to do a certain way. You don't have to you don't have to hit your forehand like Novak Djokovic. But what I'm trying to do is provide solutions for different forehands out there. So if your grip is extreme, or you want to make it extreme and you're still having a hard time getting spin, make sure that the racket strings face towards the back fence, and you'll be good to go on your forehand. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment down below. And I'm also going to post a link in this blog that if you haven't picked up the Tennis Forehand Solution, I highly recommend that you do so, because it is an incredible program and it's helping a ton of players, and it's my life's work on the forehand, getting people started on the fundamentals. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you later.